I thought I'd rant about something, mainly because if I don't rant about it now, I'm gonna forget later because this doesn't work very well. Um, I'm just gonna go on a tangent rant. No really point to it, I guess. Kind of just of ranting about life, and this series is a good thing to talk about, I guess. Um, I also don't know how long this will be, but I guess we will see. Um, I just finished watching The Perks of Being a Wallflower, mainly because I have the book and I've been wanting to continue reading it. But with graduation and life going on, it's kind of hard to read right now, but I've been wanting to. So I watched the movie hoping it would trigger me wanting to read the book, which it not only does, but I want to get back into, writing, like how it is, and um, but I want to watch another movie first, so we'll do that and figure out shit later. um, but one of the reasons why I wanted to rant is because I I love movies having to do with mental health on any kind of mental health spectrum because some movies really capture what some mental health is like, and some movies are really good at putting in what caused said person's mental health and like you know, why it caused that. Perks of Being a Wallflower is probably one of my favorite movies because it feels so real. And I think that goes along with most mental health movies that I enjoy is because it feels so real, and you can feel it like deep inside of like how real it is. Like when I first watched the movie, I think I cried, to be honest, because it's like that's how real and like powerful and like heartfelt it is. Um and it goes along with like all the bright places, Gifted, Fear of Rain, Girl Interrupted, The World's in the Bathroom Walls, and you know all that good stuff. It captures the real essence of how mental health is portrayed, and that's what I love about it. And it also just kind of gets me thinking about life, because it's just like while like even though all these movies are like acted out perfectly and like scripted, but the fact that it's done so well, you know but it gets you thinking, and that's why I'm here, just to kind of rant about it. I picked up my cap and gown today for graduation, and it's kind of just so surreal that I graduate this Thursday. 2 days. While it might not be the biggest graduation, which honestly I'm glad for because my anxiety could never do that, but still just the fact that I'm graduating and trying to do stuff with my life. You, I guess I don't know what I expected as a child growing up. I always had, silly plans for my future and like never really took into consideration of how that would be, because I think every kid always kind of plays around and be like, oh, I want to be, how the cliche, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up type of thing, and people want to be like, oh, I want to be like an astronaut or whatever. And I guess it's just like, you never truly feel, like an adult until it hits you, you know? I guess there's no really like adult age. I guess like 18 and up, is an adult age, but like I don't know, I guess I guess once you actually start thinking about life and how far you've come, it gets a lot and overwhelming because it's like some days I remember just, you know, not being here. I never thought I'd be able to graduate. I generally never thought I'd make it this far, to be honest. But it's like as hard as shit was, and like as much as I didn't want to be alive, it's just like I'm still here. But it's like it's more scary because now it's just like, what do I do now? Because I don't really, have, you know, have all these plans figured out unlike most people. Thinking of life and future stuff makes my generalized anxiety disorder bad. So I kind of just deal with kind of things in the moment and kind of work a little bit, maybe like a couple years ahead, but like future, I can't even. It's just, even even when I was little, life was scary, because it's like I didn't have a good fucking life. God, I could just list off a million things of what went wrong, a million things that happened, and but coming to now and being like, things are okay. you know, my relationship with my family is, stronger, and my mental health is definitely a lot better, despite what it may seem sometimes. But, even though sometimes I still believe that, you know, sometimes I still believe that maybe I'm destined to, die alone, or, maybe I deserve to be sad for the rest of my life, but it doesn't have to be that way. You can choose whether you want to be happy or not. You kind of just have to put in the work. And, from my counselors, I have. I really have. And I know I have. You know, there are good days. There's bad days and some worse days, but every day's new. but it's like, now thinking about my life now, it's always like, everyone's always like, I'm gonna get like the question all the time of like, oh, now that you graduated, what are you gonna do now? Are you gonna go to college? Are you gonna get a job? Are you gonna move out? Like, what's the plan? You know? I'm like, yeah, I have plans. Do I want to go to college? No. But will I in the future? Probably. Am I gonna get a job? Most certainly. Am I gonna move out? Of course. you know, it's like I have those figured out, but it's just like you truly don't know what's gonna happen until it happens. And that's kind of the scary thing. And I guess sometimes life hits me hard to where it's like, this is happening. This is actually happening. And it's such an overwhelming thing because it's like I never expected myself to do this. you know? And life is scary. I don't know how other people feel about it, but coming from a person with crippling anxieties, it's scary. And sometimes I think that I'm not going to be able to do it. Sometimes I think that, you know, I won't know how to be able to do it. And then it's just like, growing up and living your life, and it's like, I've always dreamed about living my life and traveling the world with my best friend and living with her when we're older. That's what we always talk about. That's what we always talk about when, I'm with her, is we always talk about how we're going to live together, how our lives are going to be, and how great life is going to be, but it's like, while some of it probably will happen, it's like, it's not going to be easy, and it's still such a scary thing because life, it's no winning for me because it's like I'm afraid to live, but I'm also afraid to die, so it's just like I'm kind of just here, and I don't talk about this much or try not to think about it, but that's like the core root of my fears. Like the deep down, just like core root of it, and I don't know how that sort of thing goes away. I don't know how people can accept that, because it's like, people be like, can think of it like, oh, I was just sleeping forever, when, there's a million different ways people can die, and it's just like, that's a scary thing, is that anything is possible. But it's like, even still, if, you go naturally in your sleep, it's just like, I hate sleep, because that's one of the reasons why. Because my anxiety gets worse, and I fear I'm not going to wake up the next day, and my anxieties get so worse at night, and then it's just like, afterwards, like, what happens, like, I'm, like, not super religious, but I do believe in, like, heaven and hell and all that stuff, but it's just like, this is the hard part now. Because, like, I have to do, well, I don't have to, but I want to. I want to live the best life that I can. I don't want to be what my family was. I don't want to be how terrible it could be. I want to be better. I want to do better. I want to live my life and do something good with it, and do it with the people that I love, and, but it's just like, you don't exactly know what'll happen, so you kind of just have to ride it out. But that's why movies like that give me a sense of hope, because it's like, maybe it does get better. you know you don't exactly know what the future holds, and I swear to God, I really hope that I'm going to be better and that I'm not gonna have so much problems and so much anxiety that I'm finally just gonna be happy. Because I haven't been happy, and this is probably, the happiest yet, you know, overwhelmed that I've been. It's just like, I just want to live my life, man. you know? But it's scary. It really is, and I don't know how to not be scared. That's always one of the things, is that I don't know how not to be scared, and I wonder if that'll go away. I hope so, because I hate it. I wish I wasn't so scared all the time or so anxious about everything, but I got what I got. And I'm still here, and I'm still fighting it, and I'm working through it, and I have help and I have support, you know. But I just want to have a good life, and I still want to travel the world and see what more it has to offer, because I know the world can be so beautiful, despite what bad is in it. I believe that there's still so much beautiful places that I want to explore and see, and I want to be able to feel free and happy, and not, so worried or so anxious or so sad, or, just all of these stressful emotions. I want to be relaxed and happy and have a good life, and I'm really hoping that I can get that, and I'm really hoping that that'll still happen, because I don't know how else to live. um but yeah, I always get emotional when I talk about stuff like this, but you know me. You know this series. So yeah, just hope. That's all you can have, is hope and faith.